Today I am here with David and his Death Guard for a Tempest of War game against my Necron Annihilation Legion Army of Renown. It's coming right up.
Necrons!
Nick speaking, and welcome to this battle report. Right, I am very excited. I am here with David. Hello David, welcome to the channel. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. Excited to be here. Love the board. First time I've played anything like this. And of course we're doing Tempest of War, so could go either way.
Absolutely. I've never played Tempest of War, so I'm really excited. And David has brought his awesome looking Death Guard army. So let's have a look at it.
So today I've brought a 2,000 point Death Guard army. So we'll start with Mortarion then. So I've brought the Demon Primarch Mortarion. And then in front of him here we've got 4 Death Shroud Terminators. The Sergeant, which is this guy here, nominated by a different cape colour, he's been upgraded with the Reaper of Glorious Entropy. So basically 6s to wounds do mortal wounds in addition. Other HQ here we've got a Lord of Contagion. He's taken the relic, the Plague Skull of Grothilla, which I've modelled there. Basically you throw it and it does mortal wounds as a bomb. We've got a Malignant Plaguecaster and a Tallyman, so hopefully a bit of CP regeneration. To the right hand side here we've got 7 Noble's Number Blight Lord Terminators. In the squad there we've got a Plague Flail, a Melter Gun and a Combi Flamer, as well as a Reaper autocannon. And then in the heavy side of things we've got 2 Plague Burst Crawlers. They've got Entropy Cannons, Heavy Stubbers and the Mortar Guns, 1 Malefic Blight Hauler, 2 squads of 10 Poxwalkers, and then we've got a squad of 5 Plague Marines here with a Blight Launcher, and the champion has a Power Fist and Plasma Pistol. And then the last thing here, I've kit bashed a Chaos Defiler. He's equipped with a Lasgun and a Scourge.
Excellent. I have to say it's a lovely looking army. There's lots of blood everywhere.
Yeah.
I think their Nurgle's Rot is doing them a lot of damage.
Exactly that.
Okay, here is my 2,000 point Annihilation Legion Army of Renown. I'm taking a Vanguard Detachment and I'm taking the Rad Wreath and pre-game move Dynasty. This will allow my Flayed ones to benefit from that, and of course the Plasma Sites. The rest of the units won't because they are Destroyer Cult units, so they have their own special rules. Heading up the force is a Scorpec Lord, and I've got the Legion's Relic and Warlord trait on him. I then have a Locust Lord, and he's got the Locust Lord Relic. We then have the Hexmark Destroyer. I've got 3 units of 60 Flayed ones, and these are objective secure in this list. We then have 1 unit of Ophidian Destroyers, 6 of those. We've got 2 Plasma Sites and 3 units of 6 Scorpec Destroyers. And then my heavy support is 1 unit of Locust Heavy Destroyers with the Gauss Destructor, and a unit of normal Locust Destroyers with 1 Heavy Destroyer in there, again with a Gauss Destructor. And that is my list, coming in at 2,000 points exactly, and I have 3 CPs. Okay, so we have randomly drawn our mission. We are playing Direct Assault, which is 4 points for 1 objective, 8 for 2 and 12 for more. Plus we've got this extra section, which is basically scored 2 points if you take an objective you weren't on, or 2 points if you kill a unit which was on an objective, and you get 3 points if you do both. This is our deployment zone, which is very different to what I'm used to. We've also got Warp Lightning Storm, so in the psychic phase you roll a dice for every unit on an objective, and on 1 you take a mortal wound. Very interesting. Right, let's get deployed. Okay, we just discussed CPs. We're going to go for Nuckman rules, yeah?
Yep.
So that's actually quite good for me because my Vanguard detachment is 0 CPs. David said, do you want to spend some more? So I said, yes. Yes, please. And I've given this guy, the Hexmark Destroyer, a relic. So it'll be interesting to see that in action. And David has spent some CPs as well. What have you got?
Yep, so I chose to spend an extra Warlord trait on this guy. So now he has the hulking physique. So 1, 2s and 3s can never be wounded. And then he has +1 wound as well. And then he has the Plague Scholar filler. And then my other CP went on the Reaper of Glorious Entropy. So
right,
I've spent 2 CP pre-game.
Okay, there you go. Okay, so we have deployed. I've tried something a little different in this game. I've put a unit of Flayed ones in reserve along with the Hexmark Destroyer and the Ophidian Destroyers. Then I've deployed in my usual style. I've got 2 units of Flayed ones up the front, backed up by some Scorpec Destroyers and the Scorpec Destroyer Lord, Scorpec Lord even. And then we've got Scorpecs on either flank with the Destroyers and Heavy Destroyers at the back. And David has deployed over here. We've got Morty just there, and Dave's going to talk us through a bit more about the army. Yeah,
sure thing. Yeah, so I forgot to mention what play company I was and the spells that they have. So Mortarion, he knows 3 spells. The spells that I've selected is Gift of Contagion, Plague Wind, and Miasma Pestilence. And the guy at the back here, our little Psyker, he knows Miasma Pestilence as well, and Putrescent Vitality. The play company I've selected is the Inexorable. I haven't picked any of the fancy Warlord traits, but I'm using that company hopefully to unlock a stratagem, which is -2 to charge. And then, of course, over here, I've deep striked my Terminators, with it being quite a big board, and Death Guard being notoriously slow. I'm going to try them out in deep strike.
Okay, excellent. So we are ready for the big roll-off. Dave, do you want to go first?
I do, because I want to get spells off and hopefully Mortarion a charge, but we'll see.
Okay, so here we go then. The big dice roll-off.
Which one are you going in there?
Yeah.
6 and a 2.
Oh, Necrons are going first then, and I've got my pre-game move on the Flayed ones. Here we go. Necrons, turn 1. Okay, so first of all, I've randomly picked my secondary objectives. I have one bad one at the moment, anyway. Get into my opponent's deployment zone, which obviously I'm not going to do this turn. I do have Blood and Guts, which is basically kill 3 units in close combat, and then I achieve 5 points. So potentially I'm going to keep hold of this one until I've achieved that. And then I've got this one, which is to get onto 3 objectives and more than my opponent. Okay, so I'm going to use a CP now, I think, and actually change this card. Let's see if we can find something a bit more doable. We've got Capture Enemy Outposts. This secondary mission is achieved at the end of your turn if you control the objective marker in your opponent's deployment zone. Potentially, that's even worse. Okay, pre-game move done. I've moved both the Flayed 1 units up. I potentially could move in my movement phase and have an 18-inch charge on Mortarion with my Flayed ones, but I'm not sure I want to do that because he's scary. However, these Flayed ones are eyeing up this unit here because David's told me all about them and how horrible they are, and I'm thinking I need to deal with them quickly. So let's see if I can achieve that. Okay, so I have finished moving. I have moved those Flayed ones up towards those guys. And this unit, I went on the objective and just trying to block the little path a little bit with the Scorpec Destroyers behind, and then my Destroyers here just eyeing up Mortarion basically. I'm going to try to shoot Mortarion. These guys have gone onto this objective, and these guys I haven't actually moved. These are going to be my little backup unit, I think, just in case I get into trouble in the middle. I have considered moving them out here, maybe trying to get this objective, maybe pull Mortarion over this side, but I've got quite a few reserves in this game, so potentially I can do that in a different way. Right, here we go then. Let's move on to the shooting phase. Okay, so psychic phase actually, because whilst I don't have any psychers, in the psychic phase we have to roll some dice for every unit on an objective. And yeah, take some mortal wounds if we do. So let me do mine first. So we've got the Scorpec Destroyers. Don't take a mortal wound. The Plasma Sight doesn't. How many inches is it of the objective?
It's if you're on the objective, so I guess it's 3 from the
Just
centre.
normal holding it, yeah.
Yeah.
So both of these Flayed 1 units, the one on the left does take a mortal wound. Ouch. One on the right. Nope. And then we've got the Scorpek Lord. And the Scorpex. And then the Destroyers. Nope. And that is all of my units. How about you, Dave?
Let's do me then. So Poxwalkers around this one. Oh, straight away, mortal wound, but they
Yay!
do have a 6-up, feel no pain, so let's see if I can get that.
That's not
Nope.
fair, is
So
it? 6-up, feel no pain, and mortal wound.
One gets blasted with lightning, and then we've got my Lord of Contagion. He's fine. The Tallyman, he's fine. He's in. Plaguecaster, he's fine. The Defiler, he's all good. I think that's there for the units. Yep. On this side, I think Plague Marines might be just out. So
yep,
that is that for the lightning.
Okay, so now we are onto the shooting phase. Okay, so first off is the Scorpek Lord shooting at these guys. What are they called? Sorry?
Death Shroud Terminators.
Death Shroud Terminators. They sound nasty. I'm sure they are. Right, here we go. 2d3 shots. So we get 3 for 5 shots. Okay, strength 6, toughness 5, so 3s. 3 go through at -1, but you've got armour of contempt.
It's 3 2-up saves. They are fine.
All saved. Toughness 8 on Mortarion, and that's who I'm shooting at next, first with the 3 heavy destroyers. So here we go, we need 3s. Re-rolling the 1s, I get my obligatory 2. And I'm going to use a CP to auto-wound with one of them.
Yep.
And we are strength 10, so 3s. We do, so that's 2 saves. That is -4.
Cool. Contentment -3, but it's on his 4-up invuln anyway, so 2 4-up invulns.
Saves both.
Holds.
Okay, next it's these destroyers shooting at Mortarion. Okay, I've used 2 CPs to give me an extra 1 to my damage rolls on these guys. Right, here we go. So we need 3s. Re-rolling the 1s. Take the 2s out. And now we are strength 6. We're going to need 5 on the green ones. And we're going to need 3s on the orange. The orange one misses. I'm going to command re-roll that. Misses again. And then 5. So that's just 2 saves, Dave. 2 saves at -3, so that'll be -2.
-2, so 4-ups. One goes through.
D3 damage.
D3 damage.
Plus 1, so 2 damage, -1 because of your...
Yep. 5-up, feel no pain. And he takes 1 damage.
Okay, so that's the shooting phase over. I did 1 wound on Mortarion. Now to the charge phase. Flayed ones into these guys. It's a pretty small charge. Hopefully I will make it. I do. Flayed ones have got in, so we are attacking. We are needing 3s and looking for some 6s. So first of all, let's take the 1s and 2s out. Alright, count the 6s up. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 more hits. And we get them all in. Right, now to wound. So I'm rad wreathed, so you're going to be toughness 4 this time. So I'm going to be looking for 4s. Right, 4s. Put some in there, some in there. Take the misses out. Reasonable. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 5. 25 saves.
Wow. 25 2-up saves. Average, this should kill, what, 2? Maybe 1 holds?
Maybe.
There's 4 there to go.
You are, of course, Armour of Contempt, which is really horrible because the flayed ones are only -1.
Okay, 2-up saves. Okay, we've got
3.
1 dead.
Yeah. Got cocked one there by the looks of it.
Well, yeah. I count that as dead. So that would...
I just re-roll it, it's definitely cocked. Yeah.
Oh, he survives. Yep. Okay, so 1 definitely dead.
Yep.
And then 1's left on 1 wound. So
okay.
Let's pull this guy. And then a wound dice.
Right, we've got some horrible attacks coming back at us now with these guys. Let's see what you can do, David. So first of all, the champion, yeah?
Yep, so I'm going with the champion first because he has the relic blade, so he's going to be hitting on 2s and wounding on 2s, and because plague weapons can re-roll, well, wound rolls are 1.
Okay.
So 2s to hit, all hit,
Yep.
and then 6s do mortal wounds in addition, so fishing for 6s here if I can.
Get 2.
Okay, so I've got 2 there, and yeah, that's 5 wounds plus 2 mortal wounds.
Okay, and the AP?
AP on this, because it's the relic one, is AP 3.
Okay, so no save then.
So no saves.
Got RP though.
Because it's the same unit, I'll have to roll these ones as well.
Okay.
So we'll remember that's 5, 6, 7 so far.
Yep.
And then I've selected to use the scythe on the other 2 guys here. So not the big hit, the multi-hits. So hitting on 2s.
3s, is it?
2s.
2s, yeah.
Yep.
2s. Oh.
And then wounding on 3s now, but I can re-roll 1s. Yeah, they're naughty. They've got a weapon skill of 2+. And if you use the other profile, they get to keep it.
Yep.
Re-roll those ones there. Okay, not bad. So pick up the... Wow, that's a lot, actually. The AP...
You need a calculator to add them up.
AP on this is AP 1. Okay. So that many saves. It's...
Okay, it's 13 saves in total, minus 1 AP, so I'm on a 5-up save. And that's reasonable. So I fail with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. So 7. So now I've got 14 RP rolls, yeah?
Correct.
Okay, so we're looking for 5s and 6s. We save 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back up. Okay, so that is the end of Necron turn 1. We're just locked in combat here. I did score 5 points for being on 3 objectives, one of my cards, and I scored 2 points for taking a new objective just in the middle there. Right, it's time for Death Guard turn 1. Okay, David has just picked up his secondary objective cards. What did you get, Dave?
So I've got Grind Them Down, which is basically you have to kill more enemy units than each other, and at the end of the turn, if I haven't done that, it will get burnt.
And you used a CP to redraw that, didn't you?
Yes, so I pulled out initially the same one as you, which is the Capture Enemy Outpost. So I spent a CP to pull this one out instead.
Yep.
Deployed Teleport Homer, not great for me, but I do have some stuff in reserves, but we'll see how that one goes. And No Prisoners, which is kill 30 wounds, and if you reanimate, those wounds are still counted. So quite good into Necron, but we'll have to see how it goes.
Okay, let's move on to the movement phase. Right, movement phase done. This guy's got Primarch of the Death Guard, so he can re-roll all hits, yeah?
Correct, yep.
And of course he's eyeing up these juicy little flayed ones here. We've got some movement. This Defiler came round here. This thing moved up here.
Yep.
And then we had some movements here coming out of range of this objective because of the lightning strikes and mortal wounds. And then we've got this, who is he?
So this is the Lord of Contagion.
Yep.
My HQ choice. He's basically jumping around here and hopefully helping finish up the flayed ones.
And then this, what's this called?
This is called a Malefic Blight Hauler.
Okay, so he just moved up to get some line of sight, basically. This tank at the back also has a line of sight to my Scorpex. And
these guys jumped on the objective as well.
Yes, moved on the objective here. So we are moving into the psychic phase.
Keep it rolling, we'll do the lightning. So the guys that just jumped up onto this objective, they don't take a mortal wound. Poxwalkers, they do take a mortal wound. They do have a 6-up.
No, that's just not fair, is it?
One gets absolutely fried, but then gets back up. And then I've moved everyone out of that range there. So
it's me.
That's it.
So the Scorpec destroyers, plasma sight can be green. Nope, they're both safe. Over here we've got the... where are we? Here we go. So the Scorpec Lord. Nope. The destroyers at the back. Nope. And the Scorpec destroyers. Nope. And the plasma sight. I don't think the plasma sight's in range actually. No, he's not. And 3 inches. I'll have to measure him. I can't remember if we did that
Mortarian's
last
in
time.
range as
No,
well.
he's out of range. Yeah, he is out of range.
Just measured that. Mortarian's in range of that one.
Okay. Oh, cocked dice. No! Feel no pain?
It's got a 5 up. No,
No. Hey.
Gets struck down by the lightning.
You did more wounds than I did. And my flayed one's in the middle as well, of course. They're safe. Right, so we're still in the psychic phase, and we've got 3 powers on this dude. What has he got?
So, he knows 3, but he can cast 2. The first spell he's going to do is Miasma Pestilence on himself, which goes off on a 5. And that is -1 to hit. So now he's -1 to hit in range and combat.
Okay.
The second spell I'm going to do is Plague Wind, which is a 6 to cast. So, doesn't get it. I'm going to CP that, I think.
Yep.
So, I'll do that in a sec.
Yep.
CP reroll.
Oh,
Any perils? Not a good start. D3 mortal wounds. For 2, 5 up, feel no pains. Takes both wounds. He's done more damage to himself so far. So 16 down to 14 there. Okay.
I don't think I'll bother shooting him.
No, he just sort himself out. And then I've got another psych around here, and he's going to cast. Let's have a look. Putrescent Vitality. Select a Death Guard infantry. Add 1 to the strength and toughness. So that's going to go on to the Death Shell Terminators here.
Oh, this could
I'm
hurt,
looking
this
for
one.
a 7, which I don't get. And then I can't do the other one, so I don't think they're visible for Smite either. So yeah, that's my end of my psychic phase.
Okay, on to the shooting phase. Okay, in the shooting phase, these guys have got pistols, so they're shooting into my flayed one. So we've got 4d6
So
shots.
yeah, they play gauntlets. The champion has 2, so it's going to be 4d6 shots. So
Very nice.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 dice.
Wow.
Strength 3.
Okay, so these
Your-
auto hits, yeah?
These are auto hits, but this is wounding on 4s because you're -1 toughness.
Okay,
So
so
it
I'll be
goes
toughness
4 to
3.
3, so-
yeah.
4s, rerolling 1s because of plague weapons. Okay, not a good conversion there. However, let's pick up the 2s and 3s.
It's reasonable. That is reasonable.
Not bad. That is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 with no AP.
Okay, so here we go then. Got our 4-up save. That was a 5, so we fell with 4 of them, and then we get RP. We get 2 back up, so 2 die. Okay, so next up, these are the target from...
The Plague Burst Crawler.
Yep.
I'm going to fire all of its guns into that unit. I'm also going to spend a CP to improve the mortar to make it flat 3 damage. There is a splash of mortal wounds, but nothing's in range of that. So we'll start with the mortar then. Number of shots is D6. Oh, look at that.
Nice.
Hits on 3s. Not very good.
Not so nice.
1 hit. And it does wound.
Okay,
So that is AP2 with a flat 3 damage.
right. That wasn't a mortal wound, though, because it was a 6.
No.
Okay, so 1 wound. Sorry, AP2.
AP2, mate, yeah.
So we are in cover, aren't we?
Yep.
So it goes down to a 2+ save. Backups is a 4+ save. Saved.
Which they get.
Okay, now the other 2 guns. And these are shooting at these ones, are
No,
they?
same unit.
Same unit.
So the
Okay.
entry cannons, hitting on 3s. I was saving my CP on for that, but they both hit. I believe this is now 3s to wound because this is strength 8.
Yep, toughness 5.
So 2 wounds there.
Yep.
And entry cannon is AP4.
AP4, so it's a 6-up save. 6s, double 6, come on. I get 1.
Got the
I
1.
get 1.
Damage
D3 damage,
is
is it?
D3 plus 3.
Okay, so that's
one's
it.
basically
One's
dead,
That's finished shooting, yeah?
Then the only thing left is the heavy stubber,
Okay, I'll
which
let you do
is
that.
36, which is heavy 4. Is it still rolling, yeah?
Yep.
4 shots, heavy stubber, 2 misses, 2 hits, and this is strength 5, so 4s. 1 wound at AP 1.
Okay, 3 up save. Save that one. So now I've got 1 RP roll. No.
Okay, so next up to fire is the Blight Hauler. We're going to select the same unit to attack. So let's start with the multi-melter, or multi-miss as we call it. So 3s. Oh, we've got 2 hits there. This is strength 8, 3s to wound, double 1, and it's not a plague weapon, so I can't re-roll them. And then I'm going to fire a crack missile launcher, hitting on 3s. Not very good.
Notice you're either rolling 6s or 1s. There's
Yeah.
like no in between, is there?
That's his shooting phase done, unfortunately.
Okay, and for reference, my command protocol, which I forgot to say, was +1 to save, but of course it's got to be within 6 inches of the HQ, so it didn't help me there. Right, anything else to shoot?
Yes, we're going to do Mortarian's Phosphex bombs. So it's blast keyword, and
Right.
it's going to go into the, what are they called?
Flayed ones?
Flayed ones.
Yep.
So 2d6 normally, so that's 12.
Yep.
He hits on 2s, but re-roll him because of the Primarch of Death Guard in the command phase. I can re-roll that. So they all hit. I think Phosphex bombs are strength 5, so -1 toughness.
Okay, so yeah, 3s.
3s, re-roll those plague weapon 1s. Not bad. Pick up the 2s. Not bad at all there.
Right, those are -1, however, I am within 6 inches of the Scorpec Lord, so basically negates the AP, so I am now on 4+ save. And we get those many dead RPs, 5 ups, we get 1 back, so 5 die in total. Okay, next up is the Defiler, just at the back there.
Yep, the Defiler, he's going to fire his battle cannon into the flayed ones in front of him there, which is blasts, so he gets 6 shots, hitting on 3s. 2 hits there. Strength 8, so 2s don't wound. In fact,
yeah,
2s do wound, yeah,
yeah.
so 2 wounds, and that is AP2.
AP2, okay, so it'll be AP1, so we are looking for a 5. Nope, 2 RPs. Have you finished shooting at them, yeah?
And then, yes, because
Yeah.
the laser is going to go into.
So 1 dice from that.
And then lasgun. Hitting on 3s, this is going into the Scorpex at the back.
Yeah.
So 1 miss, 1 wound.
AP.
Lasgun is AP3.
Okay, so be 6 up saves. 6. Not quite.
D6 damage for 1. I'm going to CP
Yeah,
that.
I thought you would.
Let's change
You know
dice.
it's going to be another one, don't you?
Yeah, change dice. Oh, there we go.
There you go. Okay, so
Paid off.
1 Scorpec down, so now RP. Triple 1, see? There you go. No, how about that? Okay, so now we've got this other big cannon coming into my Scorpex, yeah?
I'm going to go for
In
the
the
flayed ones, yeah.
Flayed ones, rightio.
Yeah, so nothing else is in line of sight, so I'm going to fire the mortar, which doesn't need line of sight, but because of the rules and the data slate, I'm -1 to hit and you get +1 to your save. So
Okay.
it's D6 shots, but it's blast, so I'm going to pick up 6 dice here, because I assume there's still
Yeah.
10 there. So 4s, we get 2 there, and then 2 wounds into them, which is AP3. Sorry, AP2.
AP2. Okay, so 6 up saves. Nope. 2 dead, 2 RPs. Nope. Okay, so next up is the Death Guard over there, shooting into my flayed ones.
Yeah, so bolt guns first. Hitting on 3s. Let's pick out the hits and use the other dice tray. Now, strength 4, toughness 3 now because the Mortarian's near them. So 3s to wound, which I make only 2 of, no AP.
No AP. Okay, so I get 3+ save because of the protocol. 1 goes down, and then RP. Now I'm
one more
finished
weapon,
shooting, yeah.
which is the Blight Launcher, which is 2 shots, 1 miss, Strength 6. It does wound.
Yep, it does wound.
AP 2. So down to AP 1.
Yep. So 5 up. Nope. So 2 RPs.
Correct.
Nope. 2 dead. Right, that is the end of the shooting phase. And David said he's not going to assault with Mortarion, he's just going to leave him there. Is that right?
He's going to charge straight in there.
I think you might be in. Even if you roll double 1, you're in. So yeah.
I will roll it because he has fly, so he could go here if he gets a big charge, right?
Okay, yes, yeah.
But I'm only going to declare
The flayed
ones. So he doesn't get a big charge. I'm just going to keep him there, but maybe just shuffle him up like this. The next charge is going to be the Lord of Contagion into the flayed ones there, which is in.
Yep.
So he can trundle in there. And then that's it for my charges.
Okay, so new assaults first. Okay, Mortarion is first. He has 21 attacks.
Correct, yeah, so he's hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s, and I've chosen to use the Reaping Scythe attack for a number of attacks. Can re-roll those 1s.
All in.
All in. So, let's pick up this tray.
Yep. Strength 8.
Strength 8.
Toughness 3.
Toughness 3. So, we can re-roll those for plague weapons.
It's like playing orcs.
Yeah. There we go.
So 20 wounds, yeah?
20 wounds, AP 2.
Right. Okay, so it's down to AP 1 because of my HQ in range for the protocol. So we need 5s. How many flayed ones have I got left there?
1, 2, 12 there.
12 left. Right. 5s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 dead. 11 dead. Oh, 12! The perfect number. Look at that, the perfect number. Okay, do I command point it? Do I do a command re-roll?
I do have one extra attack just so you help with the decision. It's not very good. It's Attendants, Teeth and Claws. It's basically the Nurglings. You get an extra D6 attacks, but they're strength 2, so...
Okay, yeah, I don't think I'm going to waste a CP saving one flayed one, but then I would get all those RPs. Okay, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
So I need a...
So it's AP 2
5.
down to 1, so yeah.
5.
Is it not 4? You're not 3 up save?
No. 4 up save on
yeah,
them.
looking for the 5.
Come on then. No,
Ah.
no. They're dead. Right, I have just paid 2 CPs to interrupt because I'm just about to die. So let's see if we can kill something before I do. I'm going to go onto the Death Shroud Terminators.
Yep.
One is down to 1 wound, or 2 wounds. 1 wound, 2 wounds.
One's got 1 wound left.
1 wound left,
yep.
Right, okay. So here we go then. So we need 3s, looking for 6s. We get 1, 2 6s. And the 1s and 2s miss. Another 6. Lots of 1s there.
I've just remembered with it doesn't matter yet, but
yep.
They have +1 toughness from the spell I got in the psychic phase. So
right.
They're toughness 6 at the minute.
Okay, so this is the extra hits from the 6s. I get another 3 6s. Okay, so those guys are toughness 6 because of the spell on them. However, I'm bringing them back down to toughness 5 because of Rad Wreath. So I need 5s, effectively. So here we go. Lots of 5s or 6s needed. Come on. That misses. That misses. Let's take these good ones out. It's not too bad, actually. That is not too bad. Another one. Another 2. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 at -1, but you've got Armour of Contempt.
So, 9 2-up saves. Kills that one that's remaining, unless I spend a CP here to keep him alive. How many CP have I got? I've got quite a lot.
I've got 8 at the moment.
I'm going to do it. Let's do 1 CP to try and keep him alive.
Yep.
And he survives.
Well done. Now my flayed ones are going to die. Okay, so my flayed ones have died. David gets 3 points for killing a unit on this objective and then taking this objective away. He's also got no prisoners, so he maxed out on that, so that's 5 points. And he killed 2 units in close combat for grind them down. So I need to kill 3 units in close combat, yeah, to stop you getting that.
Or 2, because I have to kill more than you.
Oh yeah, so I can equal it. Let's see if we can do that as we move in to turn 2 for the Necrons. Okay, so my cards are behind enemy lines and secure no man's land. I've got to take 2 objectives in no man's land. I'm on 1 already, so if I can take this one, that's my points done. My protocol this turn is +1 to charge. David's deployment zone is, well, jammed packed at the moment.
Yeah, it's
but
roughly like that.
potentially, if I charged into his deployment zone with one of my deep striking units, I could take behind enemy lines, or maybe that will just come later. Right, let's get moving. Okay, so I scored 8 points for being on 2 objectives, and I've been moving. I used the special stratagem in the Annihilation Legion, so I advanced and I can assault with these guys. And then I brought the Flayed ones in to cover this objective. I moved these guys back to block this corner here so that the deep strikers over there can't get in it. Then I moved the Scorpec Lord and the Scorpex up to Mortarion. These guys aren't really doing too much here, they're going to shoot Morty basically. I just spread these out a little bit, trying to get some range, again to keep the deep strikers away as much as I could. And then I brought the Ophidian destroyers down here. They are within 9 inches of both the Death Guard unit and the Defiler. David does have a special stratagem, -2 to charge, but of course I've got +1 to charge this turn, so it's still going to be a big charge. Over here I brought the Hexmark destroyer just there, managed to squeeze him in. I'm trying to get behind enemy lines, potentially assaulting that vehicle just there. First though, we need to go into the psychic phase. Right, so I'll do mine first. I've got the Flayed ones. On a 1 we get a mortal wound. No. We've got the Scorpec destroyers. No. The plasma sight, and this guy is out. However, we've got these destroyers here. We don't get a mortal wound, and I'll have to measure these, but I rolled it anyway just in case. No.
Fine. Okay, Mortarion, he got hit last time. Let's see. He's fine. Then we've got Poxwalkers, they're fine, and the final unit, which is my Plague Marines, and they are also fine, so no lightning this phase.
Okay, right, let's move in to the shooting phase. Right, end of the shooting phase. I shot my heavy destroyers here at Mortarion. I was -1 because of his power that he has at the moment. These totally whiffed, did nothing. Then I shot these guys. I used the Annihilation protocol to reroll all wounds. And this thing here missed, and these got a few wounds through. However, David rolled his saves incredibly well, and in the end, with the damage, I rolled a 1, and he took 1 wound. So basically, all that shooting, and I did 1 wound. The Hexmark destroyer over here did quite well with his relic. I shot into this unit here.
Yep.
And I did 5 wounds, but actually goes down to 4 because of your damage reduction.
Correct.
So, that's the end of the shooting phase. Let's move into the assault phase. Okay, assault phase. So, I've done my charges. The Hexmark destroyer tried to charge in here. David used his stratagem, -2 to charge. I didn't quite make the charge by 1 inch. I was trying to get behind enemy lines. I did get a massive charge on the Scorpec destroyers, so I'm trying to hopefully kill this and then maybe consolidate into the deployment zone. However, David has heroically intervened with this guy, which is nasty. I did pop off my plasma sight. I popped my plasma sight off here, and I have charged Mortarion. Actually, I haven't decided whether I'm charging him yet or not. I'll come back to that. Over here, I managed to get my Ophidian destroyers into the Death Guard guys, Plague Marines, and I did sort of bait David a little bit to use his stratagem over there on the Hexmark destroyer, because I didn't want him to use it on here. So sorry about that, David, but I did bait you.
No worries.
Okay, so I just need to decide whether I'm going to assault with this guy, and then we're going to do the charges. Okay, end of the assault phase. So I attacked Mortarion first with my Scorpec destroyers. I didn't assault with him in the end because I was scared of interrupting and then killing him. got Mortarion down to 5 wounds. Actually did pretty well. And then David, we'll say Richard, David interrupted over here with this guy, and he killed 3, was it 3 or 4? He killed a bunch of my Scorpec Destroyers. I had 2 left. And then in my assault phase, I attacked him back, got him down to 1 wound, but only because A, he had an extra wound because of your Warlord trait, plus he had to do a command reroll to save it. Yeah. And I am just out of behind enemy lines with that guy, unfortunately. My plasma sight died over here. And then over here, we went to the Ophidians, and I killed 2 Plague
Marines.
Plague Marines.
Yeah.
And I lost a Ophidian Destroyer in return. And as you can see, of course, Mortarion has easily wiped out all of those Scorpec Destroyers. And that took me off of my objective. So now, for my No Man's Land card, I'm only on 1 objective. So I didn't get No Man's Land, I didn't get Blood and Guts, and I didn't get behind enemy lines. And I didn't get any points for taking objectives that I didn't take before, or killing a unit on an objective. So apart from my 8 points at the start of the turn, I got 0 points as we move in to Death Guard turn 2. Okay, David has scored 12 points, being on 3 objectives. He's just pulled his cards out. What did you get?
So we got Blood and Guts, same as what you just had.
3 kill 3 units.
3 units in combat. Secure No Man's Land.
Yep, 2 objectives in No Man's Land.
And then Hold the Line, which is achieved at the end of your opponent's next turn. If there's no enemies in range of your own deployment zone, which is this one. Strike Force was what we're playing, so 6 inches. I will score 5 points if that. So
very nice. That's good cards. I have discarded most of my cards. I got rid of Blood and Guts because I don't think I'm going to kill 3 units in close combat. I also got rid of another one, but I can't remember what it was. What was it?
I think you had Secure No Man's Land. You got rid of Blood and Guts, and you got rid of Deploy Enemy Line.
Oh yes, behind enemy lines. Yeah, because in my
you were very close here.
Yeah, very very close. But I think these are going to die here, and I think the Ophidian's going to die. I'd imagine this is going to come over and kill them. So I don't think that is a good card to keep. So I just have Secure No Man's Land, which is 2 objectives in No Man's Land. And I'll pick new cards in my turn, assuming I'm still alive. Okay, turn 2 movement. Mortarion has moved up over here in range to assault the Scorpec Lord. This thing's moved up here. We've got the Defiler going up to the Ophidians, and these have fallen back. And then this dude couldn't brave it out with his 1 wound. He's fallen back and he's thrown a massive skull at my Scorpex. So yeah, let's see what this skull can do then.
So yeah, the skull you throw at the end of the movement phase, and then you throw 7 dice. 1, 2s and 3s do nothing. 4s, 5s are mortal wounds. 6s are D3 mortal wounds. Okay, so
it's a decent roll.
That's a big bang. It must have been a very big head. These are D3 mortal wounds each. So 3 mortal wounds plus that one, so 4 mortal wounds.
Okay.
5, 6, 7 mortal wounds there.
Wow.
Nurgle's number.
Okay, the Nurgle's number, which David has rolled quite a lot actually in this game, to be fair, has killed both of my Scorpec Destroyers. Right, let's see what else he can do. Okay, end of the Psychic phase and shooting phase. My Scorpec Lord took 1 wound in the Psychic phase, and then in the shooting phase, a lot of the guns came over to the Hexmark Destroyer, who saved reasonably well. He's down to 2 wounds. And this bad boy here, he took a lot of fire from lots of units.
4 entropy cannons, 2 mortars. Yeah, that was it.
That was it, yeah. But they were all heavy weapons though, yeah?
Yes.
Big, nasty, heavy weapons. And I bossed my 4+ invulnerable save. I am down to 3 wounds, so he did do some damage, but he potentially could have been dead. And then Mortarion potentially might have been free to do other things. Over here, not such good news. My Ophidians got absolutely annihilated by this nasty looking guy, which actually you weren't too happy about, were you, Dave?
I needed Blood and Guts. I overcommitted with the battle cannon, I think, on that.
Yeah,
and
you're
killed it by
hoping to
range.
kill me in assault, weren't
Yes,
you?
that was it.
Okay, well, talking of assault, that's where we are now. So let's move in to the assault phase. Okay, we've got these guys who've just deep striked in. The Plague Bearer Terminators.
These are Blight Lord Terminators.
Blight Lord's Terminators. Into my Flayed ones is a 9-inch charge. Good luck.
Ooh.
8. You've got 2 CPs.
I'm going to do that. Let's do it.
Okay.
CP reroll. And
Yeah,
we get
10.
it with a 10-inch
It was
charge.
worth it then. Right, we are in the assault phase. These guys failed their charge, and David used the command reroll, and they got in with a massive 11-inch charge. Over here, Mortarion got into the Scorpec Destroyer, and he's just fought and killed him. So I've used 2 CPs to fight on death, and that's what we're going to do now. Going to use his big weapon, the Relic, which normally would hit on 2s, but I'm -1, so it's 3s, re-rolling the 1s. Any 6s scores 2 additional hits. No 6s and my traditional 2.
This could still kill him though.
It could do. Right, strength 8, I need 4s. I get 2 4s.
Do this on camera. We've got a... What's the AP on this, do you know?
-4, I want to say, but I'm
4
going
up
to check.
in bonds, let's go. Saved 1, failed 1.
Yep, it is -4. The damage is 3.
Damage 3, down to 2, so 2 5 up, feel no pains. He's taken 1 wound.
1 wound.
Still not on his bottom bracket because he brackets at 3.
4 wounds left. Okay, and now this guy's dead, and the Terminators are going to assault my Flayed ones. Okay, end of turn 2. The Terminators here killed a bunch of Flayed ones. I did 2 wounds on 1 Terminator, but I've still got more Flayed ones than these guys, so I actually took or held this objective. And Mortarion came off of this objective earlier. He has consolidated into my destroyers after killing the Scorpec Lord, which means that David is only on 1 objective in no man's land over there, so he didn't get his card. He scored 1 point for the grind them down card, and he did get the hold the line, which is basically take his objective at the back. So that was some more points for David. So he's got 15 points for secondaries. I've only got 5, and he's actually winning on primary at the moment. But we've got more to play, so let's move in to Necrons turn 3. Okay, turn 3 for the Necrons. I've got Defend Stronghold, which is basically the objective in my deployment zone. Still got No Man's Land 1, 2 objectives in No Man's Land. And I've got Raise the Banner. And we're going to use the wording on this Raise the Banner action card, which basically means that you can do the action if you're controlling the objective. There's nothing in here about another unit within range of the marker like in the Nephilim book, so that's what we're doing. So I've fallen back with the Flayed ones. My protocol is fall back and reassault. I moved the heavy destroyers up here, and they've done the action of Raise the Banner just there. Over here my destroyers have fallen back over onto the middle objective, and I brought the Scorpec destroyers up here to Mortarion. So I have no guns, so we're going to move in to the assault phase. I lied! Of course I've got guns, I've got 6 of them! So the Hexmark destroyer, which I moved earlier to make this guy on 1 wound the closest target. And I've debated whether to shoot the Relic, which is just a 1-shot wonder, or the 6 guns where he has a 2+ save. So it's a hard one because he's got an invulnerable save as well. So I think I'm going to go with more shots and hope that I roll well and David rolls badly, because 1-shot wonder could go wrong on lots of occasions.
Yeah.
So right, here we go. So we need 2s, re-rolling the 1s. Okay, so 4 go through, strength 6.
Toughness 5, 3's to wound.
We wound with 3 of them. So it is -1, but that makes no difference. So
Armour of
it's a 2-up
Contempt,
save.
so 2 up saves. Let's do it one at a time.
A 6, 2 6s,
Oh!
a 1.
I've got 1 CP to keep him alive. Let's go for it. CP reroll, and he's alive.
He's alive. He made it.
My last command
He
point.
made it. Okay, end of the assault phase. I lost all of my flayed ones, and I just did 1 wound.
2 wounds.
2 wounds on the Terminator. This guy's on 1 wound. And then over here, my Scorpet Destroyers failed, unfortunately. Morty was on 4 wounds. I've got him down to 2 wounds. Yeah, really, really horrible beastie to try to get through this thing. I've basically shot it all turns, and now I've assaulted it as well, and yeah, I can't kill it. Anyway, he killed 3 Scorpet Destroyers in return. So now we are moving into turn 3 for the Death Guard. Okay, end of turn 3, and the big guy's not there. Woohoo! A small victory for the Necrons. However, I did lose 1 heavy destroyer. This guy is down to 1 wound. To be honest with you, we thought that they were all going to die, so I did quite well there, surviving that.
Definitely.
My other heavy destroyers here, though, have died here from shooting and from taking this objective away from me. I think that's pretty much it. We did have some shots coming to the Hexmark destroyer, but he bossed everything that came in.
Yep.
That was handy. So, I don't have much left, but, well, I have discarded all of my cards, so I'm going to pick 3 new ones. Hopefully I get some really good ones, really easy to get, because I need them if I'm going to win this game. Okay, so sadly the batteries on the microphone ran out, so you are listening to a voiceover. So I picked 3 cards, and they were all terrible. I couldn't achieve any of them, and in the end I decided just to have some fun. So I threw my Destroyer Lord into the middle, trying to take that objective, do some damage. Ultimately, though, it was a lost hope. In the end, David scored 100 points. He maxed out on primary and secondary. I actually only killed those guys there on the left. The Poxwalkers killed themselves with the mortal wounds on the lightning strikes. I did manage to score 24 points for primary, 10 points for secondary, plus 10 points painted, 45 points. So a great victory for the Death Guard. It's such a shame that the microphone ran out, because David and I had a little chat after the game, and he is an awesome guy. I'd like to say a massive thank you to David for coming to my place and having this game. I'm hoping we'll be able to do it again in the future. In the meantime, if you want to see some of my other battle reports, here's a playlist with them in, and here's a video all about the list that I used in this game.